how to automatically build a buyer's list, a huge buyer's list for that. And there's a couple of ways that we can do that. First of all, we're operating with our wholesaler hat on. When you do that, you're gonna be able to either choose to flip it yourself, which is what you guys do and all that, or choose to wholesale it and do the quick flip, even if it's not in your area, like you're going into Bakersfield here soon. So, and in order to be able to successfully do that, you need sellers and you need buyers. If you don't have buyers, you're going to be dead in the water. And it's the same thing if you don't have seller leads. So having seller leads coming in consistently and having buyer leads coming in consistently is key to your success. So there's a couple ways. There's free ways. And the free ways are very effective, actually, for buyers. Not so much for sellers, but we're talking about buyers in this particular session. Craigslist is a great free way to get buyers. Okay, now posting on Craigslist, you have 5 ads that are in the Dropbox that you've been using those, right? A little bit. Okay, so those work. Now, I don't know what are you doing to once you get a lead from that? You don't have Mailchimp, so we're gonna get into that in a second. But okay, so we're gonna change that today. So Craigslist. You're going to be posting ads. Now, I don't post the ads. I have a virtual assistant posting the ads every day. And the thing is these ads get taken down sometimes. These ads need to be refreshed. So we put ads, as you know, Craigslist, if you don't refresh them, they go all the way to the bottom and nobody finds them. So you need to renew them every couple of days. There's a renew function in Craigslist. If you log into the account and you look at the ad, after a couple of days, it has an option that says renew. You click on that and it automatically goes all the way to the top. So a VA can do that. Monique can do that initially. But Craigslist is an effective way to get buyer leads consistently and for free. The only thing is the quality of the leads. You don't really know what you're working with. They might be tire kickers. They might not. But the only way you're going to know is by actually adding them to your buyer's list. A lot of these guys are going to be wholesalers, right? Wholesalers that are on Craigslist that are usually scouring the ads. And but it's good to have wholesalers in your network because sometimes you don't have buyers, but they do. And the reality is you want a price for your property and they can market it at that price and just bump it up, a fee for them, $5,000, whatever, $3,000, and they can make some money and you can still get the price that you wanted. And it was just by having a few effective wholesalers on your list. Now, there's a lot of wholesalers out there that don't really do deals, okay? But I've noticed that with these wholesalers, they have a big buyer's list, okay? And that's because they're not really talking to sellers. They're not really, sending out marketing or anything like that, but they're posting ads all the time, every day, and they're building that buyer's list. And then, they wait for guys like you and me to bring in the deals and try to sell them and make a profit. Now, again, he who has the deals controls the market, right? Obviously, but it's important to not dismiss the wholesalers. I know a lot of people that, they think lowly of wholesalers, and that's just not the case. So we want to change that mindset for sure. So Craigslist. Backpage is the same thing, just a different platform that you can use, and it's effective as well. Bandit signs are one of my favorites. It costs you a little bit, but nothing compared to what it would cost you to send out direct mail. And they're very, very effective. Very effective bandit signs. I've met a lot of people through bandit signs that I still talk to this day, and we met years ago, and it was through a bandit sign. And I will send a link as well. And actually, it's in the resources in your Dropbox. I believe it's cheapplastic.com or something like that. But I'll send you the link for sure. And these will cost you about, you've done these, right, Beto? The bandit signs? Yeah. Okay, so it'll cost you about $200. And then get somebody off of Craigslist or something to post them up, and just make sure that they take a picture every time. They're gonna have to send you show you the pictures before they get paid, that they actually put them out. Because we had people that we hired through Craigslist that supposedly put them out and never did. But bandit signs are really effective. And then RIA meetings. RIA meetings is another free way. Quality buyers. They're there. A lot of those people are looking for deals, and just putting a little form in the back where everybody puts their little ads and stuff like that. And just say, if you're looking for discounted properties, put your name and email and phone number, and you can harvest emails like that. And those are quality leads. If you don't want to go to the RIA meetings, just have somebody that you're working with, or your cousin, go over there, pay him $50 or something like that, and have them harvest the emails from the RIA meeting. Another effective way that is high quality free leads is the local courthouse steps. You get very high quality buyers there. A lot of those people are more on the corporate side of things, if you know what I mean. Like usually the guy there is not really the decision maker. He's just a scout that they sent out, and or the bidder that they send out. And but if you get their contact information, then you can just start put them in your buyers list and just start sending them the properties. And usually they get sent to the person that makes those decisions, the acquisitions guy. And those are high quality people. You know they're buying properties. These people I love because they usually buy property sight unseen, and that's a wonderful buyer to have. Another thing, this is a very high quality type of lead that you can get is the offers. For example, you're going to list this property once Monique locks it up. You're going to start getting offers, hopefully, and the offers that you get, you want to harvest those buyers, okay? And even the agents for these buyers, because we have sold a lot of properties. Sometimes, on the RPA, on the contract, it doesn't necessarily have the buyer's email. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it does have that buyer's agent. So I always add that buyer's agent to that email. And when we start sending them properties, they have other buyers. If it's not that one buyer, they have other buyers. And in your email that I'm going to show you here in a second, it says, once you send that email to the agent, it says, hey, if you're an agent, mark up the property, whatever you want to make on it, and this is the price we want. And so you're giving them instructions there's no commissions. You just need to mark it up and show it to your buyers. This isn't an off-market situation. So make sure that you harvest those emails. Any questions on that before we... Okay.
That sounds practical. It's all doable.
Very doable, low cost or no cost, and highly effective. Just like everything else in life, like going to the gym, it's all about consistency. You can put an ad out for a week and then stop. Nothing's going to happen. But if you keep putting it out, you're going to get results. So these are the paid ways to get leads. The difference with the paid ways is that they're guaranteed high quality leads. You know that these people are buying houses. I don't know. I think this is one of probably the ways that you and I met. Because we sent direct mail to everybody that's bought a property within the last 6 months.
Actually, we met on a house you put on the MLS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just saw the email on that property on Randall in Fontana.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, that's awesome. So direct mail is a wonderful way to... It's the lazy man's way to get leads, basically, if you can. And they're highly effective leads. High quality. These people are buying houses, and it's not as expensive as the sellers because you're mailing less. Usually a campaign of buyers, it's about 3,000 to 5,000 names. You're mailing to all the corporations, and there's instructions in Dropbox on how to do that as well. It all starts with when you're going into a new market, you're seeing all those buyers, then you're looking at the activity and the zip codes, but that same list is the same list that you're going to mail. You're just going to clean it a different way, and that's in Dropbox. And if it's not, you let me know, and I will make sure that it gets uploaded immediately. But direct mail, yeah, I mean it's a little on the expensive side, but once you get to that level when you're able to just, hey, I want some buyers on demand, easy as that. It's sending a little bit of mail out, directing them to a website. If you direct them to a website, you're going to have less leads. The other way to do it is you direct them to call. And there's a postcard that I uploaded the other day, a couple days ago when I was uploading some videos to your Dropbox. There's a postcard for buyers there. And there's one there that directs them to a phone number. They call, and then they can leave a message, even if they hang up. But now you got the lead. Now you can just follow up and get their email, right? Hey, I'm an investor in the area. We're consistently getting deals. What's your email? I'm going to send you some properties, and then you're going to have a higher amount of leads, but there's a little more work involved. Where you get these leads for direct mail, you can get them in ListSource and pay per lead, or you can get them on RealQuest if you have a subscription, or you can get them on Property Radar as well, like I showed you in the videos. So I didn't put this here, but Property Radar is the free way to go, or it costs you $60, as you know. The other way that you can get that's paid is with Facebook ads. Now, it's a little bit tricky with the Facebook ads because if you're starting out fresh with no leads at all, you're gonna have to target interests and basically people that like real estate investing or people that like fix and flip. Anybody that likes that kind of stuff would start seeing your ads. Now, what I would recommend is you build your buyers list to about 500. Then you take that list and you upload it to Facebook, and you tell Facebook, find me people like these. And at that point, Facebook does their magic and starts finding people that are like the people that you uploaded, that you got from your Craigslist, that you got from your direct mail, maybe that you got from whatever other sources that you've been working to build your buyers list. So Facebook ads, that's one of the things you can do. Same thing with Google ads. Google ads is a little simpler because it's keyword based. Investment property, cash properties, fix and flip property, and you just run that with keywords, specific keywords, and then it would take them to a website that would be some kind of a landing page where you have a video of you or somebody in your office who's saying, hey, we're investors in the area, we're constantly getting properties that are discounted in this tight inventory market. If you're interested in receiving these properties, go ahead and put your email below, and you'll be added to our list. Now, one of the places where you can get websites that are done for you, it's a place called Investor Carrot.
Yeah, Investor Carrot. That's actually, I haven't moved forward with any of the Investor Carrot until I do this. Now I'll do it, but I have been looking at it prior to even starting with you.
Yeah,
So,
that's exactly. So that's a good place to get a website that's basically working out of the box with a few minor little tweaks, and for buyers it's fantastic. Google ads and stuff like that for sellers, we want to make sure that you dominate direct mail before you get into that land. That's a whole different ball game, and it can get very, very expensive. And honestly, it's not really my cup of tea. I'm more of the direct mail type of person. But for buyers, Google ads works wonders, and Facebook ads as well, because it's much more easy to get a buyer to give you their email address than a seller that's actually wanting to sell their house. So Google ads is a good way. The things you will need to make this happen. You're going to need a website, and we just talked about that, Investor Carrot. There's a couple other ones, for example, lead pages or even ClickFunnels at that. But those are much more complicated, and Investor Carrot, they're for investors. They're kind of ready out of the box. So
the only concern I had about that one is it integrate good with Podio, or we're not caring if it does or doesn't at this point.
well, you're not really caring. I mean, it does integrate, and Omar can make sure that gets taken care of, because basically it integrates. Okay, so here's it's gonna work. You're gonna need Mailchimp. Okay. So when you get Mailchimp, Investor Carrot is going to get integrated with Mailchimp is like a database, okay? That's where your leads are going to live as far as emails and phone numbers and stuff like that. And Mailchimp is the platform where you're going to, whenever you want to send out a mass email, you log into your Mailchimp account and you pick the list and you click send. You write the email and you click send, basically. So it's going to be your database, and it's going to be your outbound email center. Now, Podio is going to integrate with Mailchimp, and that way you can have all the leads as well in Podio. If you want to have like a cash, because Podio is like your command center. You have your leads there. You can open escrow from there. You can send contracts from there. You can do everything. So if you want to have your cash buyers in Podio as well, which I recommend you do, and it's already built into the Podio system that we set up for you, then integrate it with Mailchimp, and Mailchimp's going to be integrated with your Investor Carrot, and everything should work synergistically. Okay, did that answer your question with that?
Yeah, for sure. I look forward to doing this. Right?
Okay, beautiful. So for example, the leads that you've gotten from your Craigslist ads that you've been putting out, when you have your Mailchimp account and your Investor Carrot, the ones that you have not done anything with, those you're just going to manually get the emails, and then you're going to upload into Mailchimp. Okay? And then once you get your investor carrot and your website and all that, you're just going to integrate it, and it's automatically going to add themselves to your Mailchimp account. So when somebody visits the website and puts their email and wants properties or whatever, they're going to automatically get added to your list that's in Mailchimp. Okay. And then you're going to need the bandit signs as well. You're going to need the postcard copy as well, and that's that is already in your Dropbox.
We didn't find it right now. We were looking for it. We couldn't find it.
The only one that we see is the third notice one that we sent out.
Let me see here.
Tell us what I
Michelle. Did Michelle send you a new Dropbox account that she created? Because we were working, I know she was working on your Dropbox here recently. And Michelle, let's see.
No, just I got the blind copy in there now, boss.
Hold on one second. Here it is. Okay, so Maria, forward that to Monique, please. Or Monique, did you get that when I sent it right now?
I think so.
Okay, so go to Dropbox.com. That's a email, login, and the password. And that's a new account because you used to have just a shared folder that we were sharing. Now we actually created an account for you, and everything is there, and it's a little more organized. So let me even go there.
I see here. CMG Dropbox 2020.
27.
CMG Drop.
It's the same password minus the
1917. What's the password?
red exclamation.
And you can change your passwords and all that later. We're not gonna be going in there and all that. Liberty 1990. So let me just show you while we're here. Let's see. Okay, so here are a few new videos, Beto, just FYI. How to fill the assignment and double escrow contracts. Monique, you might want to watch those. The how to find buyer videos, how to find the active zips, how to download the buyer data for the market research. And here are the marketing materials. Here's a cash buyer postcard. And you can just download it. And it's in Word format. So all you need to do is send that to Ron or whatever mail house. I mean, obviously Ron's the way to go. And you just use this. Okay, and here you're going to switch that to your website. Or if you want to put the phone number one, I'll actually upload that one. I didn't see it there right now, but I'll put it in there here when we get off the call. But here's a postcard for the cash buyers. And you can just change that to your website once it's ready.
It's good. And so what do I do with the other one? Just go ahead and I don't need to go into that one anymore?
No, because everything that was over there, it's here now. This is yours and it's personal. And you can do whatever you want with this account. And here's where we're going to be uploading all the new stuff that comes up. Okay. And there's a bunch of, here's a video of how to, once you get your Mailchimp account, once you have a few people on your list, maybe even 5 people, that doesn't matter. You can watch this video, and it's going to show you how to blast the properties. Basically, how to do the emails that you get from me every now and then, right? The ones right here. So it's step by step how to create an email like that. You can customize it if you want. You can do it identical. It doesn't matter. But it's showing you what you're going to do once you get that property under contract and you want to send that out to your buyers list in a format that is going to actually catch their attention and make them want to buy it. Okay, so that's that. And it's here in your Dropbox in the how to use Mailchimp to sell your deals lightning fast. So any questions about the cash buyers or anything like that? Maria, anything with that, Beto or Monique?
I think I'll have some questions as I'm structuring all of this. That way I know how to start marrying them. What I mean by that is just how I start, um, you know, kind of going with the flow on this because this seems to be an entirely different approach that's going to require some attention as well. So I look forward to maybe getting more deep into it. Maybe by next week I'll have some more information, some more answers on that. But at least for sure we'll do the Mailchimp and the investor carrot, and then we'll reach out to Omar early next week to see if he can make sure that we could, I guess,
integrate it with the Podio. Yep.
Right, yeah, I mean he'll know what I'm talking about, right?
Exactly. Yep. He knows what's up. So yeah, get them. The Mailchimp is a must. You need Mailchimp right off the bat. And even if you have those emails from those people that you've been harvesting on Craigslist, add them manually to your Mailchimp account. You're gonna have a free account. It's not gonna cost you until you have like 500 people, or something like that. But it's free for a certain amount of people. Then whoever's gonna be dealing with blasting out the properties and all that, have them, watch the video how to blast out a property on Mailchimp and create a campaign. And actually, even that property that you're gonna be locking up, send it out. I mean, if you want to practice. Now, I normally don't send out properties that are tight to my cash buyers list, to you guys, for example, because people get burnt out, basically, right? And you don't want to you want to send people quality deals. You want to send people numbers that make sense, even if it's tight, but there's some money to be made. There's people out there that are happy making 10, 15K on a flip, and there's people that, don't want to mess with it, and that's their problem. But deals that are actually money makers, that's the one that you want to send to your list. Now, one deal that you send that doesn't work is not going to hurt them. Couple deals like that, it's not going to do anything. But if you want to set a reputation that you're sending out properties that make sense. Does that make sense? So don't send out like any property that you get that is more like MLS material. Then those I don't even blast them out. And I recommend you don't either. Okay. But yeah, get your Mailchimp account, add those emails manually, and then start doing these free ones. The Craigslist, posting an ad every day. If you're getting a lead every day, that means 7 leads a week, 14 every 2 weeks, 30 leads a month, and 352 leads a year, right? It's 352 days in a year. So there you go. If you're doing 1 lead a day, I mean, which you're probably going to do more, but I mean, just think about the numbers, right? They add up, and that's on Craigslist. You if you're really messing up, you're going to get a lead a day. And yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's really not that difficult. It's pretty simple. Once you do it once, again, you're probably going to do this stuff once, then document the process. And then just have an assistant or a virtual assistant do this stuff. You can probably get somebody to do this for like $3 an hour.
I'm pretty close to just saying I need a virtual assistant right now. Well, you have anybody anywhere I can go look for it?
Yeah. So you want to go here?
Somebody who she knows?
No,
that's fine. Where can I go?
Go to Upwork. Okay, right here. And go to Upwork, go to jobs, post a job, and let's see, I might even have that Craigslist one. Hold on. Craigslist ad poster specialist. And again, this video has been recorded, so you'll be able to just take a screenshot of this and just put this ad in there. We're looking for someone to hire to producing leads from Craigslist that you'll be posting and inputting data into an Excel spreadsheet and inputting into our database. We're looking to hire within 24 hours. Enter skills, virtual assistant, and you're going to get flooded with applications, like literally flooded. One key thing that I would recommend is hire 3 people. Okay, it's going to cost you, cheap. Hire the cheapest, low price people, but hire 3 of them and get them on the task. And then you're going to find out, this is going to say, I know it sounds counterintuitive because you're spending more money on the front end. Not that much, honestly. But it's going to save you headaches and hassle and money in the long run, because out of those 3, you're going to find the one that's the best. And just tell them, hey, I'm going to hire you on a probationary basis. I want to see how you do. And then have them do the tasks. I believe in your Dropbox, there's you just need to give him this. The Craigslist ad posting for a cash buyer's PDF. Give him this instruction. Craigslist ad, post all ads provided once per day. There's a couple things that are here that are personal to our account, I believe, but you can just change it. Actually, no, this is very general. Here's even a YouTube tutorial that you can send him to. Just give him that and have him start working. And they're you can choose how much you want to pay, entry level, and then you can even make him an offer. Hey, I can pay you $3 an hour, or I can pay you $50 a week, something like that. But these people can automate that side of the business. They can do the Craigslist stuff. They can do the back page and on autopilot. So it'll be cheap. The bandit signs, obviously, it's got to be somebody local.
Yeah, I already got my godson. He has a car. He'll go knock it out. And I'm gonna make him take a picture. Believe me.
Yeah, exactly.
You get a dime unless I see those photos.
Oh yeah, and something that I'm working on. It's kind of a new project, but I'll share it with you and see. I'll share with my results with it as well. It's basically, we got a website that's it's called submituglyhouses.com, and we're basically just posting ads on Craigslist and telling people make $100 a day or $50 a day, and we're basically having them drive for dollars. Basically, you know what drive for dollars is, right? You're driving around, flagging properties that look distressed and messed up. There's a lot of properties out there that are not on the records. They're hiding, okay? And nobody's reaching them. So we're sending these people, and we're paying them $3 to $5 per lead. I know it's a little expensive, but it's got to make sense for them. I've tested a dollar a lead, and it didn't work. So now we're testing $3 to $5. I'm testing the $3, and now I'm gonna go up to $5. And what they got to do is they got to drive around. They got to flag the house, take a picture, and then go to submituglyhouses.com and submit the lead. And I need to have an address and a picture matching the address. So that is a high quality lead. And then we're going to either mail it. We're going to mail it, and we're going to skip trace it and contact those owners and on a never ending basis. So I'm expecting, and it's some work, but that's how you find those home runs, those big deals. You got to do what other people are not willing to do. So
even if they find a lot of bank-owned stuff, it wouldn't matter.
Even if it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, if it's bank-owned, it's bank-owned. But at least I'm combing this person to be driving for dollars consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna get paid. They're gonna be happy. I'm getting these leads, and I know. I mean, even if it takes me 6 months, I know that one deal out of that is going to make it all worth it. But once we solidify the whole system and the processes, it should be a more consistent thing. And we're going to be doing that in 6-7 different markets. So that's going to be interesting. I'll keep you posted on the results. But something to think about too, if you want to do that once we check that out. So I think that I don't want to overload you guys, man. That's all I got for this presentation. For the building the buyers list, I mean, it's really not rocket science. It's just something that you need to do once. You need to create the system and the process, in other words, the step-by-steps, and then give it to somebody so that, because if you're going to do it, if I would do this stuff, it would never get done, right? So
like this kind of stuff is probably the stuff I delegate, but I know that you said this on your video, but to me, the analyzing market data, that's like my favorite thing to do.
And that's probably your highest paid activity that you can do, because once you're analyzing that, and here's the deal, Beto. I mean, I can't really tell you I can give you the whole system and the framework, but there's a point where you're gonna have to tweak stuff on your end. Like for example, you say you like the data stuff. That's awesome, because now you know how to market for these sellers. Now you can okay. Now I can look for these landlords now. I know how to do that. Okay. Now I can probably go to the county and tell them to give me a list for all the condemned properties, right? And we're probably going to have to go through some red tape with that, but you can do that. Go down there, get the list. They have it. And now you get that list, and you do the same thing that you're doing with the landlords that I'm teaching you how to do, and send them mail, right? And same thing with the probates, right? Same thing with, your mind and your creativity is the limit. So you can go to mortuaries even. I know this sounds kind of crazy and ambulant, but hey, they have needs as well.
Are you kidding me? My probate is my favorite acquisition right now.
Exactly. So again, now once you know how to market and how to actually systemize that end of it, the sky's the limit. You need to figure out where you can find these properties, and that's where you'll find your secret, quote unquote, right? Where it could be your gold mine, where you're actually getting a bunch of, really high profitable deals. So that's that. Maria, anything you want to add to the call?
No, you talked about skip tracing. Are you guys familiar with that?
No, I heard you guys say that before, but
Okay, so then we need to, let me add a quick little slide here. Oh, let's see. Okay, well, let's see. Skip tracing. Well, skip tracing is basically what detectives, law enforcement, collection agencies use to find people. Okay, and the only way you can usually get an account with to access to that is if you have a brick and mortar office, which you do, a physical location, and then they'll come out, they'll look at your office, and you'll tell them that you're a real estate investment company, and you need to you also have rentals, and you need to run your potential tenants through the system to make sure that you're not getting evictions and stuff like that. If you tell them that you're going to use it for marketing, they will not give you an account. Okay. So there's a couple of them. There's TLO XP, and they're free accounts. It's just per usage based. Okay. And then there's Accurate.
which one would you recommend?
Well, I use TLO. And the only thing that's happened to our account lately is we used to run what you call batching, and batching is basically like running your list, a big list, and just having a mass skip trace with all that list, because otherwise you'd have to do it manually. It's like I'd have to go in there and search record by record. Now, if you only have a handful of leads, for example, like the Driving for Dollars guys, that submituglyhouses.com project I'm working on, we're going to do it manually initially. But once we get a big list, we would need to do batching, because you'd be going, you would never finish, right? So batching, they somehow thought that or found out that they were doing marketing with it. So they wouldn't let us do any more batching. So they closed that side of our account. Now we can only use it manually, and we're doing our batching through Accurate now. But any of these two, I would start the process. I'm glad Maria brought this up, because it's important that you have this in your tool belt. Sometimes there's going to be a deal where there's some relatives involved, and they are the key to the deal, and nobody knows where they are. Well, guess what? You have this software where you can find people, you can find their neighbors, you can do some detective work, and you find them, and you call them, and you tell them, hey, this is what's going on. We can get you some money in your pocket, etc. And you get them in the ballgame. We've done numerous deals to that effect where it would have been dead if we didn't have the skip tracing. Sometimes escrow is trying to find some person that has to sign. and they have no clue where to find them. And guess what? We go into this account, we skip trace, and we find them. Sometimes it works. Most of the time it does. Sometimes it doesn't. So TLO, accurate. Start the process. It'll take a couple of weeks to get your account, and once you have it, you're good to go.
Yeah, because when it worked for us, it's made all the having something that we've locked up turn into a deal or not. For example, remember the San Diego one with Ann didn't know where his ex-wife was, and we found her in Texas and got her to sign.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Stories like that.
yeah. So we were talking about, getting that skip trace account and making sure that you're able to find sellers that are sometimes are not being able to be found. Because here's the deal. A lot of the people that we mail, mail is the way, but there's people that they're not on the map, basically. Like they had a change of address and they never reported it, and the system still has their old address. And that's why did you get any return mail this time around?
We didn't see none. We never got none. We don't know where the return mail address is.
Well, we need to make sure that Ron has your address and he puts it on the card so that if you want it, obviously, I would definitely want it because all that mail is gold. All that mail is people that are unreachable. And once you have your TLO account, you can, there's a lot of stuff to do with that. You can have somebody full-time on a commission basis alone to just be skip tracing and making calls. Skip tracing and making calls. Okay. Commission only. Okay. So, yeah. Let's not overload. Okay. For the...
that's perfect. That's perfect. And thank you for that. It's crazy how that turned out. Thank you, Maria, for that, because that changed the game right now, based on what you were saying. Just my mind has to stop thinking of all the possibilities you can do with that.
There's a lot of possibilities. A lot. Endless. And I'm going to share with you another thing that's going to hopefully change your game once you're more advanced into this. It's AccuZip. AccuZip is the only... I was obsessed for a long time. Maria, you remember this. Of how to find truly vacant houses. Okay? There's a lot of people, and you might have heard of it or not, claiming that there's software that'll tell you about houses that are vacant and stuff like that. It's not accurate. Okay? AccuZip is basically, it's a program where it's meant for marketers, direct mail marketers like you and I that have a lot of return mail. It's meant to minimize the return mail. Okay? And the way it works is it runs your data through a system called NCIS. Let me remember what that stands for. No, not the NCIS. So it's basically a system that verifies mailing addresses. Okay, and they verify them through the United States Postal Service. Okay, so the United States Postal Service, when there's a vacant house, the mailman, after some time of seeing it vacant, flags it down. That way they stop delivering mail to that property and the mailbox is not overloaded. And they put it in their system and they flag it as a vacant house. So they won't disclose to you the address, but they will have a database where you can append data, basically, through this software called AccuZip, and it basically matches. Like if you already have the mailing address, if you already have it, it will tell you, okay, that one's vacant. It's as close. It's not 100% accurate, but I would say it's 80% accurate. Now, yes, is there foreclosures in there? Yes. Is there rental properties in there? Yes. But there's gold in there too. So, in other words, you run your list. Once you're a little more ahead in the game, you run a list that you acquired. It could be, a list from Property Radar, or it costs like $2,000 a year. That's the only caveat to that. But it's worth it. I mean, one deal, it'll pay for itself in multiple years for multiple years. And you run your list, and then you run it, and you click on it to show you where which the vacant properties are, and then you just export that. Now you have a vacant property list. You can't mail it, but you can skip trace it. And You can just get somebody 100% commission to nail those down, and it's a beautiful thing.
Wow. I feel that.
Now, again, I mean, I haven't really talked about this stuff because
No, you're right about the overload, and it's wise. I'm okay with the pace we're going.
yeah. And the main thing you need to master is the marketing. That's what you wanted to master when we talked initially, and that's the most important thing. All this other stuff, they're add-ons, right? They're stuff that once you dominate and you the marketing side of things, this is extra. It's a cherry on top. And it goes hand in hand. You can't do this before you do the other, basically. I think you'd be shooting yourself in the foot. So,
I agree, boss.
okay. Cool. So, lock that property up, Monique. It's going to feel beautiful. It's going to feel amazing. And, Maria, what would you say when you're locking a property a little higher than you want it? Is there something that you do to kind of pre-frame that seller a little bit of what's coming ahead, or no? Or does it depend on the situation?
It depends on the situation, and it depends how tight it is. So if it's even tighter, I definitely tell them that we're probably going to be marketing it for them on the MLS and websites to make sure that we can get this to happen, just so that you're proactive with them, that they're aware of it. So if we know that we're going to do that, I like to be completely transparent about that with them at that point. In this case, I think we have a $30,000-$40,000 spread, and you guys have choices on what you want to do, because you might actually do your own. So I would probably just leave it for now, because of the way you've had this particular case, and he's stuck on that price all the time, Monique. I would just let it be, because then what happens is once we get that in escrow, then his guard is completely down, and you're going to call him and do a reduction. So he's going to think everything's going swimmingly, everything's fine. He's going to hear from the escrow officer, and then you're going to be able to come back and do a reduction. And then he's going to feel like, okay, this is the only way we're going to be able to do this, even though I wanted that 250. Now you're going to tell him what we were talking about. The only way we're going to be able to do this is if we're at, 225 or 220 or something like that.
Cool. All right. Anything else, Beto? Any burning questions that you might have?
Right now, you got me there. I think right now we're really focused on trying to get this appointment right now to get this thing signed.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Monique, keep us posted. Maria's going to be gone. But I'm going to send you my phone number. If there's anything that you need, you can reach out. Me or Michelle will take care of you. Okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you, Luis. Thank you, Maria.
All right, guys. Take care. Have an amazing weekend. God bless.